What's up, guys? You guys are tuned into This and That with Mitch and Matt. This is season 3, episode 4. Just us tonight. No guest tonight. We've had the whole season of season 2 has been Paul Cornell, Tony Fleece, and
James G.
James G, the Healy's hero, who opened up the season. I was very excited. I know we talked about this before, but I was very excited for it just to be us.
Yeah.
There is a level of stress that I deal with, no matter how minute this podcast seems. If 4 people watch it, that when we get a guest on, I'm just like, oh shit, what are we gonna talk about? Like, well, I don't know what to ask him. What we gonna say? What if they think I'm dumb? Like, I do that no matter. Like, I could get my grandma on the podcast, and I'm gonna be the same way. So. There's a total level of relaxation when it's just us, and I can just kind of chill out and drink my beer and hang out with everybody.
We've had a pretty good run though, right? Like of guests that super easy to talk to. They're funny, good topics. Tony Fleece was the first person I think that kind of fucked with us back a little bit.
Right, I noticed. So everybody, I guess that got to see that podcast noticed I was drinking heavily. And so I didn't remember any of that until I actually got to watch the podcast myself, and I was like, that son of a bitch. Like, he gave us a little shit back. Like, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
So he was a cool guest to have on, man. Everybody's been cool this season. So, but there is, man. It's nice just to be us sometimes and just kind of hang out and bullshit about the happenings.
Yeah. Speaking of,
go ahead, Matt.
G.
Yeah.
My oldest just happened to snap his wrist while we were on vacation, healing. We were almost in line at the Alcatraz Museum. Been wanting to go to that for years. We're finally going. And he's like, check this out. I'm going to roll down this hill. And he starts healing down the hill. And then he gets like, he rolls, but then his foot goes forward and he launches a little bit, like behind, like his feet go out from underneath him. And the exact same way I broke my wrist. Came down, not necessarily on the concrete, but on the ledge itself, and then just snapped that wrist right in the middle of vacation. We had to go to urgent care, rush to ER. Now he's in there in a sling with his wrist up, have to go to orthos. But that is the first actual injury I've seen someone do on Heelys. I didn't know people could break their wrist on Heelys, but...
He got motivated from season 1 or season 2, episode 1. He watched that episode and was like, I'm gonna fucking do it.
James is he's gonna be like, noob. You look at all the shit James does. And I don't think he's broken his wrist.
No, he's good. But I will tell you that the wife and I did feel some blame for that because we were so headstrong. You guys going to that damn museum.
I had a question about that. That actually reminded me when you told me you were on your way to the Alcatraz Museum. What's Alcatraz in Tennessee? Is it about the prison?
Yeah, no, it's not about. Yeah, it is. But they're everywhere. There's like 3 or 4 of them around the states, and it's literally just. It's about. I don't think it was just about Alcatraz. It was about just like crime in general, crime and punishment type stuff.
It had like Tennessee,
a lot of.
Who drove the little beetle?
The beetle.
What's a serial killer? Who drove the beetle?
Oh shit!
It wasn't Ramirez. It was Dahmer.
Oh, okay.
I think Dahmer maybe. I don't know. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It may have been Dahmer. Anyway, they have like some prop cars, so they have like a fake Volkswagen that looks like his, but they actually have like the OJ like white Bronco. That the guy that owns that joint evidently owns that now.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It's just a crime and punishment place. It goes from like Billy the Kid type stuff to like the Unabomber to like 9/11 to terrorists to things you deal with today. So it's neat.
Like old school mobsters and all that.
Yeah. A lot of mob
I was
stuff.
excited to see that.
That's interesting.
A lot of mob
so
stuff.
just overall like a crime thing, but it's the Alcatraz Museum.
Yeah, it's just called the Alcatraz Museum. It's neat. It's cool. I checked it out in November. We were in Tennessee, and I got to go. It was neat.
I thought that was curious when Matt mentioned it. I was like, that shit's in California. What?
Right.
They have Alcatraz Museum.
So I know I think they have one in Vegas too. They have one in Tennessee. I don't know. There's some other ones around the world. They pop those things up everywhere. It's like those wax museums.
Yeah.
They pop up. There's one in Tennessee. There's one in Vegas.
Yeah.
Like all your big touristy spots, they throw a little location up, and everybody eats it up.
Yeah, there were
And they
so
should.
many
Shit's
people.
like $25 a head to get into that place.
Yeah, and dude, there was so many people down there. Like, I was looking at the wax museum, and they had lines lined up outside of the building, like wrapped around the building. Same thing with the Alcatraz Museum. Like, it was so busy that my 5G connection started working like 3G. Like, there was so many people there trying to tap into the cell towers that everybody got slowed down like crazy. Yeah, that's why when I was talking to you guys about, like, you know, uploading podcast stuff for TikTok and all that, like, I could barely get a web page to pull up. And I'm like, I'm just going to do this when I get home.
Right.
Yeah.
Match useless plug. Check us out on TikTok. Woo. Get that in while we can.
Yes.
Hey, other than that, so your boy broke his wrist, but he's up and doing well.
Yeah. I mean, biking and's helping, but, you know, he's getting around though. Yeah.
That's what my grandma said too.
Biking helps everything.
So my grandmother would give me Demerol for everything when I was young.
Shit.
I'm not talking like young, like 22. I'm talking young, like 12.
Thanks, Granny.
My mom would take me to my grandma's and be like, "Hey, he's not feeling good. I gotta go to work. Can you watch him?" My grandma would be like, "Yeah, I got him. Here you go." And I didn't know what I was taking, but yeah, dude, out for like 8 hours, 10 hours. My mom was like, "Is he dead?" Nah, he'll wake up feeling relieved.
I think she was doing the extreme version of giving you what's that fucking Benadryl? Just give him some of this.
Sleepy cheese is what my mom called that.
Sleep Mitch.
Yeah, sleepy cheese. Yeah. My mom treated me like a beagle. She'd be like, "Oh, hey, honey, you want some cheese?" And I'd be like, "Sure, I guess." And she'd be like, "No, you got to keep it folded up like that. Don't unfold it. Keep it folded up. There's a present and there's a surprise in the middle of the cheese. You got to eat it."
Jeez.
I didn't realize until I was 19 it was Benadryl. And I'd be like, "Oh, cheese."
Sleepy cheese.
Sleepy cheese is, that's when you're an annoying ass little kid, that's what your mom does to you. She slides some sleepy cheese. Yeah, that's sleepy cheese. That's what happens, man. That's how I was raised. I'm sorry. That's just what happened. I got the sleepy cheese. My mom was like, "You gonna shut the fuck up or you want that sleepy chees?" I was like, "I'm done.
Did you
I'm
actually
out."
call it sleepy cheese?
Yeah, when I was about 13 and kind of knew what was happening.
No, Mom, not the sleepy cheese.
Not the sleepy cheese again. I'm okay. And then she got to where she was smart.
What is he talking about?
Well, she got smart with it. Like, I wouldn't, after a certain age, I quit eating folded up cheese. I'm not dumb anymore. Oh, you put a Benadryl tablet in my mac and cheese? I'll gobble that up in a second. I didn't even know. No questions asked. I will eat that mac and cheese like that.
So inject it into the corner of a block of Colby or something.
She treated me like your house dog, man. You just hide cheese in a treat and give it to you.
Let me get this straight.
All right.
You had a cheese snack as a kid that you called sleepy cheese. That was Benadryl folded up in cheese, and it was to the point that you got to the point where you no longer trusted folded up cheese. The cheese is folded, goddammit. No, don't fold my fucking
wife
cheese.
tries to give me cheese all the time, and I'll be like, "No, fuck you, man." She gets that like private selection cheese. It's like fancy, like Gouda and like whatever kind of cheese you get. And she's like, "You want a piece of cheese?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want your cheese." Open it up, cut it into squares, and put it on the plate. Then I'll eat it. Like, no, don't hand me the cheese. There's something in there. Why are you folding the cheese up for?
Right.
Like Fuddruckers, like, "No, I wanted a hamburger. What the fuck are you trying to do to me?"
I'll get my cheese on the side. I want my cheese on the side. I got to see there's no Benadryl in it. I'll put my own cheese on there. I gotta test it out.
So Mitch is now the only person that I know that has trust issues with cheese.
Well, listen.
Yeah,
I was an annoying ass kid, man. My mom didn't want to deal with it. She was like, "Oh, here's some sleepy cheese." I just thought she folded it up to make it convenient for me to get a hold of. I'm like, "Oh, thanks, Mom, for folding my cheese up."
We're 10 minutes in, and you've already made me laugh until I cried.
Well, I mean, listen, what's sad is that's not me trying to be funny. It's just my life. That's what happens.
You know,
it's funny to you guys. It's funny to you guys. It's actually heart-wrenching to me to think that's how I live my life.
It's funny to you guys. It's abusing to me.
I mean, I hear sleepy cheese now, and I'm like, what's whoa, no, don't trust it. Like I use that trick on my dog though.
Yeah,
I fold my dog's meds up and put it in cheese. Like
dogs always trust people.
Don't itchy cheese.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. So I got the sleepy cheese, man, until I was like 12.
Yeah.
And then I got what was just called mac and cheese. But for some reason, 10 minutes later, dead ass asleep. So,
did you like cheese as a kid?
Look at me, you son of a bitch. I liked everything.
Dude, I love cheese. It's just
I love cheese now.
Like
that's the issue with life.
Like, she could have put that shit in a Twinkie. Like, why was it always cheese?
It just a sleepy Twinkie don't sound as good as sleepy cheese.
Like
she couldn't slide that in as well. Right. The sugar pumped me up, and I was like, wow. The cheese, though, out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my life, man.
That's amazing.
God rest her soul, but that's how she handled my shit. Like, she was like, you're annoying as hell. You want a piece of cheese?
Yeah. When we were kids, a lot of parents did that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of parents gave their kids Benadryl. And then, before us, a couple generations before that, they were giving their kids heroin, or opium.
Yeah. What was that called? Laudanum or
laudanum.
Laudanum, yeah. It was like an old bottle. I mean, it was basically just like liquid morphine, heroin, and they're like, "Hey, it's good for you. Just rub it on your fucking nose, and you won't."
And we wonder what's wrong with like our parents.
Yeah.
What happened to our folks? That's what happened to them.
Yeah.
My dad was drinking heroin by like the tablespoons just to shut the hell up.
So it went from opium to like whiskey, and then and then Benadryl, and I don't know what the fuck we're doing now.
Hugs.
I guess a frying
we're doing
pan.
hugs. We're hugging people now. Hugs and feelings.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty common thing. And I don't think anybody really thought too much of it until kids died. And they're like, oh, shit,
that's just,
don't do that.
Something would have got them eventually anyway. I mean, it was just what had to be done, I feel like. I mean, I grew up okay.
Yeah.
I respected my mama.
So, I mean, we learned.
My mom was hardcore. Matt knows this. My mom slapped the shit out of me, a year ago?
Right in my driveway.
His driveway like 8 times, 10 times, 12 times. Like slapped the shit out of me, man.
My mom would slap me
I was at work,
too.
but Mary seen it, I believe.
I was we were at the mall one time when I was, I don't know, 15, 16, and I was pissed off about something. I wanted her to buy me something, she wouldn't. I started running my mouth. And
that's what happens.
I said something stupid, and she backhanded me and busted my lip. And there was like 4 or 5 guys standing off to the side, and as soon as she knocked the fuck out of me, dude. And they're all like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And I was so embarrassed. I was like, "Fuck you, mom."
Yeah, my mom slapped me in the face.
What?
I mean,
nothing.
repeatedly, man. And she looked at me and was like, "That's what you get." And I was like, "But I didn't do anything." But in her mind, I had done some shit, so she let me have it, dude.
He's like,
it was rough. And then she fed me cheese afterwards. I don't know what happened. I don't remember anything after that. I took a nap.
She just woke up a few hours later.
I take a nap. I got sleepy, took a nap. I don't know what happened.
I think the worst thing anybody can do is letting your parent know that their spankings no longer hurt you, because then they'll find shit that will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't deserve it. I turned out better for it, but
But we're all that age, right? We're the last generation, I feel like, that got their ass beat. Like, you got beat. I mean, there's still some kids that get I know
they're acting up, but I mean, it's not hardcore. It's just like enough to just get their attention, put them in timeout, and they're like heartbroken over it. But
like, I tell the story a lot.
I hate it. I hate it, man. Like, I feel so bad about it. I can't stay mad at them, and I'm like, man, maybe I can just. Like, I put Oliver to bed, like, the other day with, like, no TV. And I'm like, all right, I'm feeling really bad. Maybe I can turn on a TV, but no volume. He can't listen to it, but we'll just have, he can just watch it. Yeah.
So I was at Matt's, last weekend? and Oliver was on.
Yeah.
He was on some shit. Oliver was on some level, man.
Yeah.
And Matt put him to bed, and Matt come back out to watch and hang out with us, and we had a couple beers, and you could see it in Matt's face. Like, he went and checked on him like every 3 or 4 minutes, and I was like, he's probably okay. And Matt's like, nah, he's not okay. You could see it physically making him feel bad, though. He was just like, I'll give him a little bit of TV. He can watch a little bit of TV. He just can't hear it. He just can't listen to it. And I'm going to turn the lights off. Not all the lights. I'm going to turn 90% of the lights off, and then I'm going to leave a night light on. Yeah. He's going to have to live with a night light on. Just a night light and a TV with no volume. See how you like that shit? Before I left, the kid had like a plate of like food. His feet were propped up. He was playing PlayStation. All the lights were on. There was a fucking trampoline in there, and Matt was jumping on it. I was like, "What the hell happened, man?"
It's because Matt hurt his feelings,
right?
And then Matt had to do everything he could to make him happy again.
Yeah,
like not just okay. Happy.
Right, happy. You're exactly right, man.
Hurting his feelings hurt my feelings. So in order to make my feelings not hurt, I had to repair his feelings. So
it's like I walked by the room and there was a damn party going on. I was like, "This is where the party's been at the whole time. I want to come in here and I want to get in trouble. What do I do?"
I think it's difficult. Like, okay, so I don't spank. I think it's case by case. Some kids just respond differently to different things, and you know, when like Connor was younger, or the girls, I can just raise my voice at, and they just crumble, right?
Yeah,
they'll fall apart. Connor, from fucking when he wakes up to when he goes to bed, he's gonna he doesn't care. Just never worked. So So with the girls,
killing it.
I never had to, and with Connor, it doesn't work. So I just don't do it.
So what? Let me ask you this, because you guys are both biological fathers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a stepfather, so I can't just roll into the house whipping ass. You know, then I gotta fight. Then I gotta fight dad and everybody. So what do you do when you can't whip Connor's ass or can't spank him? What kind of punishment what do you follow that with? Just like taking stuff away from him?
Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, or
change the Wi-Fi password. Only you, your spouse have it, and you don't give it away.
Connor got in trouble.
They will drive themselves insane.
He got in trouble for like weeks.
I like that.
Before Christmas, he got in trouble for like a couple, like maybe a month or two. And I unplugged his computer. And I had the power cord. Like, he just lost that shit for like 2 months.
That's cool. I like that.
But more than that, it's more like if Connor was a lot easier to handle, and even like he's my kid, but I think this is how I would handle stepkids too. Talk to him, like get into a trusting relationship with them. Talk to them, get close, and then they're gonna be more receptive to what you teach them, whether it's punishment or not.
Yeah, that's good advice.
I don't ever pretend I know what it's like to be a biological father, because I don't.
Yeah.
And I know that's got its whole other like level of like toughness to be like a father to a child that you help create. Like, that has its own separate like fucking issue. But also, being a step parent, I've realized, is a tough job, because you do run into that. Like, you can't just spank another man's child. I don't feel like I don't feel okay spanking another man's child. I don't feel okay, giving another man maybe some sleepy cheese. I would try the sleepy cheese. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put him straight to sleep. But
go to
like,
sleep. Gravel, put you to sleep.
So a lot of times I rely on my wife to do that, and that's a team effort, I've realized, and I've not always been like good at that, because I'm like, well, I'm the stepdad. I can't just roll in the house like whipping ass.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is like the kids have made it easier in a little way, because of like what you both said. Like, back in our day, they had to keep us, like, we didn't have any of this shit that we have now. I didn't get it. I mean, I had a game system that of course got taken away.
Yeah.
But I was just I couldn't play it, and I didn't touch it. Kids now, they rely on their electronics so much, it's really easy sometimes to be like, nope, you just can't have that. Like,
you didn't touch it because you were afraid of getting the sleepy cheese.
Well, listen, let me tell you a story. This is a true story. And my wife thinks I'm insane. Or maybe my folks were insane. First movie I ever went and seen in theaters was Ghost. You remember that movie? Whoopi Goldberg, Patrick Swayze,
Yeah.
Demi Moore, I think.
Yeah, it's the pottery scene. Everybody knows
Right, yeah, they're doing the pottery.
So, Ghost for some reason, but
no,
go on.
Just Ghost. It's a love story. I go home and like I remember going with my mom and my dad. They were together at the time, and I was like, just randomly said, I don't believe in ghosts. Well, my dad was on some other shit that night. So my dad takes me to my bedroom, locks me in, and tells me, you'll believe him when they come for you.
Oh, shit.
And locks the door of my bedroom. He locks me in my bedroom for a couple of hours, and he just tells me, you'll believe in ghosts when they come for you. If I'm right, we moved out of this house when I was about 11, moved in when I was about 8. So maybe I was 9 or 10 years old at the time. So my father, God love him, hell of a guy. In, 1993, he was kind of a dick because he locked his son in a bedroom and told him that I would believe in ghosts when they came. I cried so hard about this that I remember crying at the door, like face up against the door, sobbing. Please. And I just begged. I was like, let me out. And I finally told him I had to pee. And I was like, I've got to pee so bad. And I heard my mom like vouching for me. She was like, let your son out of his room. What are you doing? So my dad let me out. But yeah, locked me in for like 2 or 3 hours, man, and had me thinking that like ghosts were coming to get me.
Dude, that would have fucked me up. When I was that age, I would stay up until like 3 a.m. watching Cartoon Network until I couldn't stay awake anymore. Because if I tried to go to sleep earlier, I would just lay in bed and stare at like the dark spot in my closet, waiting for something to fucking crawl out. Yeah. And if somebody did that shit to me, oh my God, I would be so fucked.
Dude, I'm 36 years old. I'm still fucked up from this.
Man,
my wife gets up sometimes in the middle of the night because she can't sleep. She shuts the door and I freak the fuck out. I open the door up, turn the lights on. Like, nope, fuck them. Come at me now. That's why I've got guns. She comes back and I'm strapped like I'm going to fucking war. I'm like, bring it. Let me see what happens.
Still waiting.
Right.
So
and my wife's like, you want some cheese? And then I wake up and I'm all rested. I don't know what happens.
That's what do you get your wife to do? Just give you some mac and cheese.
That was my mom's advice to my wife, I'm pretty sure, when we got married. She was like, sleepy cheese. Just remember, you put the Benadryl, you fold twice over the pill. He'll never know it's there. I fall for it all the time, man. My wife's like, you want some cheese? I'm like, shit, yeah, man, I'll take it.
So you started something I think would be really fun. You talked about your first movie experience, like going to the theater.
Right.
I'm going to tell you about mine.
Oh,
my first movie in the theater was Titanic. I went with my mom. Coincidentally, that was the first time I've seen a set of boobies.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet. So there was this ginormous, like, mixed emotions. Like, I'm sitting with my mom. I'm like, holy shit, there's boobs. She's covering my eyes. Like, I'm trying to get away from them. But, oh shit. I was like trying to dodge her hand. But yet, look at these boobs. I mean,
trying to see some titties with your mom there.
Each tit's like fucking 5 feet tall. Like when they're on the movie theater. And
not just boobies, but 5 foot tall boobies.
So, yeah, I mean, it was weird. I mean, that was for some reason, I really wanted to go see that movie. I don't know why.
Everybody was talking about it, right? Like everybody was talking about Titanic. It was all over the fucking place.
It was my first date movie.
Yeah, it was just weird. Like my first movie was also my first boobies, and I was with my mom.
Was that an awkward date movie?
Really awkward.
What?
Was it an awkward date movie? Because it's fucking 3 hours long.
So no, I think that at that age, like you didn't get to do a lot, so you ate that time up.
Yeah.
You wanted to go long and long, and it gave me time to build up some courage to like make a move.
Yeah.
I never fucking did, but I mean, I think I held her hand and I might have kissed her at some point. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember. But like, I remember everything about it, man. Like we went with like a group of girls and just, it was me and like 4 girls, and I was kind of hanging out with her, and she knew I was hanging out with her, and she was hanging out with me. And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we were freshmen in high school when that went down.
So with that stuff, I've never, when I was younger, I'm a lot more confident now. Like everybody says I'm up my own ass and I'm cocky and all this shit. I don't think that's true. But when I was younger, I was really not confident at all. I was like one of those guys who would talk to girls about how they don't like me to try to get them to say they did. Right?
Yeah.
You play that.
I remember that trick.
Right.
It was, and that's like a total no confidence kind of move. But when I went on dates, I had no trouble making the move because I figured if they're there with me, like I've already got it, right? Like it's
right. I mean, kind of, yeah.
That's how I always looked at that. I don't know if it was my first movie, but it was one of my earliest ones because I mean it's old as fuck. It was Fried Green Tomatoes. So Dustin, our friend Dustin, used to live right beside me. And
I'm excited to hear this.
And he came over one day and he's like, "You want to go to the movies?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "My mom's taking us to the movies." So we get in the car, we go to the movies. All I remember about Fried Green Tomatoes is a kid getting stuck on a railroad track and all the women in the theater crying. Like that's it. Yeah. That's all. I've never watched it since then. I don't know anything about it, but I remember those two things. Kid gets his foot stuck in a railroad track, a bunch of women cry. That's it.
Coincidentally, I ate some fried green tomatoes last night. They were delightful.
But on our way home, we stop at the gas station. And they get gas, we get drinks or whatever. We get back in the car, start driving down the road. We're all talking. Dustin's mom's got a fucking carload of people because Prua always had a carload of people. And she just looks up, almost like a Home Alone moment, where she looks up into the rearview mirror and she goes, "Where's Dustin?" And I look around and I'm like, he's not in the fucking car. Dustin's not here. Dustin's not with us.
You left him at the theater?
We're like 5 miles down the road. So we turn around and go back to the gas station. And I shit you not, Dustin's sitting on the gas pump with his head in his hands, just looking at the ground.
She'll come back for me. That's not the first time that's happened then. That cannot be the first time. My mom left me in Kmart for 6 minutes once, and I cried like a baby. That kid's been left before. He's had to.
We just left him, and nobody fucking noticed. Like, there's just like 7 people in that fucking car, dude. I'm his best friend. Like, I'm his best friend. He was sitting beside me.
Sounds like it.
Like, he was sitting beside me in the car. And nobody noticed he wasn't there until Tammy looks up and fucking screams, "Where's Dustin?" And it's like, oh God, he's not here.
Oh shit. Oh God. I mean, my mom never left me at anywhere, I don't think. Yeah, that's wild, man. I mean, I've never left anybody. I don't think I've ever left anybody anywhere. If I did, they're still there because I didn't fucking go pick them back up.
Yeah,
I remember being scared for my life whenever I got lost in a department store one time. I think it was that store called Hills over in Ashland, or
it's Hobby Lobby now.
Penny. Like one or the other, but I remember like I was only lost for like 2 minutes, and that fear that you're like, I'm on my own. What the hell? Where's my mom at? And then they come and you're like, oh my God. You was like, I don't know how to really explain it, but I don't know that fear when you're a kid that you're just like on your own. I mean, it's probably like the
200 people in a department store.
Yeah.
So you're not alone, but your mom ain't there, and you freaked the fuck out. Like, I got left at Kmart. I didn't get left at Kmart. My mom was like 2 aisles over, and I freaked out because I couldn't find her, and I hid in one of the racks of clothing.
That's usually how it happens. I think that's what happened to me.
So she got freaked out. She couldn't find me. My pussy ass was in a rack of 90s hanging out, like crying. And then I heard my name over the intercom like 4 times, and I was like, I don't know what to do.
I had a similar one.
I peeked out, I just peeked out, and I seen my mom, and I was like, and I ran to her.
Yeah.
You know what she did? Slapped
that?
me in the face. Gave me some cheese. Story over.
I had a similar one actually in a department store when I don't know how I was little. a search party for me. I wasn't like freaking out. It wasn't easy to find me. You know those circle racks that you used to go in and play in all the time? I crawled into one of those and went to sleep. So when they were looking for me, there was nobody there was no polo to the Marco. So
right. Oh God. So yeah.
They ended up
just out cold.
They formed a search party to go through the store. And eventually found me sleeping in the clothing rack.
Yeah. And honestly, it's like a spot people are going to be like, nobody thinks to really look there. But with kids, that's like the most obvious spot. Like every kid goes inside that giant cylinder of clothing. It's like a fort. People want to go in there and chill out. I don't know. I mean, this is like a kid thing. But when you're an adult, you're like,
Hills is where I used to get my school clothes at because they had a Husky section.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I bought my Game Boy Color. Nope, my Game Boy Pocket. I didn't have a color.
That's where I bought the Alanis Morissette Jagged Little Pill and Sugar Ray CD at.
Oh, I Just Want to Fly?
Yeah, I Just Want to Fly. I bought both those CDs like at Hills while I was buying some Husky, like stonewashed jeans and a Tasmanian Devil shirt to go to school with.
I had a Tasmanian Devil shirt to go to school with.
You remember?
I wore it on a field trip.
You remember the ones that like? So the Tunes had their clothes on backwards, and the front of the shirt had the front, and the back had their back.
Yeah, I had several of those things, man. Because that was Husky shit. When you were Husky, you couldn't wear normal shit. You had to wear like Carhartt, or you had to wear like Tasmanian Devil stuff.
Yeah,
like you just wore Husky clothes. They didn't make like Nike shit for Husky kids.
You remember? You remember when wrestling was big? The DX football jersey.
Yeah.
So
suck it.
I bought that DX football jersey, and it came in the mail, and I was like wearing this to school.
Yeah,
and that went exactly how you think it would have went.
Yeah. Oddly enough, when you talk about Dustin and backwards shirts, it reminded me of my 4th grade talent show. Me and Dustin went up during the talent show to lip sync to Crisscross Tonight's the Night.
Yeah.
Had like backwards like football jerseys on. Like, man, I thought I was like on top of the world.
Me and Dustin did I'll Be Missing You in a middle school talent show.
Nice.
You say what you want. The kid at least had balls. He got up and did all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He didn't give a fuck, dude. He get up and sing some shit. He rap some shit in a second.
Fuck yeah. And dude, he's actually a really good rapper.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to some of the stuff now. I mean, he's a little strung out, just a little bit. But I mean, he's really, and he is good at what he does, though.
I saw some of his stuff on Facebook, and I was thinking about that actually. I was like, man, I'd kind of like to get him set up here, like with the our interfaces and a good mic, and get some good beat, whether we made it or got it on Fiverr or whatever. Find like some good beat and get him on some legit shit and record him and see what he sounds like.
I could get Kevin to make one. I could get Kevin to do it like that. I could just be like, "Hey, Kevin, send me a rap beat." Okay,
because he's good enough, right? Like if we got him on the interfaces, good microphones, and did some editing, like I think he could be pretty good.
Let's do it.
I guarantee it. We'll do it. Dustin, we're coming for you. Hang in there. I know you're having some medical issues right now, but
we'll get you. We'll get you, homie.
We'll get you.
That's our new mission. Like,
if you look on his Facebook, there's a video like 4 or 5 days ago of him rapping.
This is it though. This is the only rule I've got. So we're gonna help Dustin out, but this is the only fucking rule. Somebody else picks out his fucking outfits. That's my rule. Do you seen the shirt with the lion and shit and the tiger on it?
No.
He's not wearing that shit. I'm gonna call my wife. She will pick out his outfit. He will wear whatever she picks out. We'll put him on, get him a beat, let him rap, try to push his ass. But he's gonna wear some different shit. I've seen the outfits. Check it out right now on Facebook. You'll be just like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing?
Is it like Ed Hardy type stuff?
Yes, it's like Affliction had a baby with Ed Hardy and Tommy Hilfiger, and they all had a child. And Dustin was like, "Shit, I'll wear it." So yes, let's put him on and do what we can do. He's gonna wear some shit though.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit if it's a khaki pair of jeans and a black shirt. It's better than what he had on and what I seen.
I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, I bet it could be pretty good. It was
yeah. I mean, he's not bad, man. I mean, it's not. In the group, we had plans tonight to have a group on, and the group we had we're supposed to have on tonight. They're not bad, man.
No.
We'll reschedule that, but I mean, they weren't bad. There's some talent around. People, I think, brush off. Of course, you're going to brush off Eastern Kentucky when it comes to rap.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, hey, man, where's the new hot rap artist at? Eastern Kentucky. Fuck no, man. No. There's just fat kids eating cheese and passing the fuck out. That's all that happens there. Like,
that's happened since what? Nappy Roots.
Nappy. Listen, I got to play dominoes with those fuckers, dude. Before they played a show at Morehead State, and I knew some friends that hung out with them, and I got to play some dominoes with them and like bullshit with them a little bit. That was cool, They were big at the time. They had that song. I don't know what the song was called. I say that song. The only song I know of theirs is called "Ballin' on a Budget." And that's because it hit so close to home that I had to listen to it.
Yeah.
But they had another song that was like super big, and I don't remember the name of it, but. Yeah, they were here in Morehead, man, and like just chilling down the road here, like an hour, like a mile down the road, not an hour, like a mile down the road before the show.
Yeah.
And I think I knew somebody who knew their like tour manager, something like that,
Yeah, they were cool. I liked them. They were pretty good.
I've seen some good shows at Morehead State, man. I took a girlfriend to see like Dashboard Confessional and
Dashboard was there. Brand New was there too.
Brand New was the same show. New. That was the same fucking show, right?
I don't know. I know both were there at either different or the same times.
Yeah, at the same time, because I sat the way they had the stage set up, I sat in the very back of the arena there to listen to him. But I took a girlfriend at the time to see him, and I didn't really care a lot about him. I think at the time I was still like in the ICP and Insane Clown Posse and like doing my Juggalo thing. But I was like, I'm down with my feelings, and like we'll listen to Dashboard and. Hug and look at the stars and shit. Whatever. Cool.
I like Dashboard a lot. I like Brand New a lot.
Brand New is awesome. I only know
listen to a lot now,
songs, but those two songs, good.
Excellent.
Good.
I listen to a lot now is John Bellion. Y'all ever heard John Bellion?
No.
You should check that out. The wife got me listening to that. It's good stuff, man. I don't know if you guys would like it. He's kind of like. I don't know. I don't guess he's rappy. She's kind of popish, but it's really good. Like it's not mainstream stuff, but it's really good.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't sound like any kind of like 2000s punk that we all used to listen to.
Right.
Yeah.
I went down Lexington. I left work the other day in Lexington. I went down Main Street listening to the Anthem by Good Charlotte.
I listened to that the other day.
Yes. Yeah. I did it real douchey.
I
had my windows down and my sunroof back, and I had it cranked up as loud as I could.
Jamming.
Yeah. Not giving a fuck what anybody thought.
My youngest daughter, Alexa, she's getting into 2000s music a lot.
Yeah.
She knows a lot of good Charlotte songs, a lot of Blink songs.
That's cool.
She's getting into like
My Chemical Romance.
My oldest daughter's getting into My Chem.
Box
yeah, you tried to get him on the podcast. Do you see what he looked like nowadays?
Hey, I think it would be good.
He was sweaty. He was sweating like hell because he got child porn on his computer. I promise.
I think it would be good.
Was it?
And Gerard Way, the singer from My Chemical Romance.
Like I'm calling him out right here because look at this picture of it. Hold on. I'll find it.
I think it would be good, and I don't think it's like an impossible get.
It is now because I done called him out on some weird shit.
Like, too late, talk shit.
I mean, I did. But look, this isn't his most flattering picture, right?
Shit.
Look at him.
God.
He looks rough.
That look like? Who does that look like?
It looks like a lady I work with named Tina.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, man.
God.
He's hanging out with Bam Margera right now, doing some dumb shit.
You all are making.
Did you see that with Hulk Hogan? Yeah, you're the one that shared that with me. The Hulk Hogan is like, Bam, I wish you were still around, brother. I wish you could hang out. Like, I'm all right, brother, but miss you too.
Mean, Hulk Hogan's what, though? He's 75, 80 years old or some shit right now. He don't know what's going on. He's glad he's alive right now.
Like, one of those
Chris
fuckers
Pontius
died.
was it Chris Pontius? Was he the one that died?
Ryan Dunn.
Ryan Dunn.
Ryan Dunn, yeah.
Don't you think that's when Bam would have straightened the fuck up?
You would
no,
think,
because Ryan Dunn didn't die from like an overdose. He died in a car wreck going like 150
Right, but like your best friend dies, like your best friend dies, like that's
go either way. Either it's going to straighten you up or throw you into a bad turmoil.
Well, it did straighten him up. So I sent Bam did y'all see I sent Bam a tweet the other day?
My eye was like tweaking.
I sent him a tweet. I was like, fuck it. Well, you know, what, you all right, bud?
Like my eyelid was just vibrating for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
That's wild.
I'm good now.
Fixing that eye.
Yeah.
Hey, so enough bullshit, man. Tell me, we didn't have a UFC this week. I didn't watch any Bellator. We didn't have a UFC. But we got some good shit coming up.
Yeah,
in 2 weeks we got Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a fight for the ages, dude. It really is.
April 12th. Is that when that is?
17th.
17th. My bad.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's a fight.
I'm excited for that because I feel like Ben Askren's got it right. He's an Olympic athlete. He's definitely boxed in training for like MMA.
Who's he? But have you seen Jorge Masvidal is training Jake Paul?
Is he really?
Yes, just out of spite. He's just training with him.
Yeah, but you can't throw flying knees in boxing.
You can't, but I mean, who's training Ben? Like, who's he boxing with?
I don't know.
Just his regular partner?
Ben Askren was undefeated for years and years until he got flying knee in the face.
No, I don't think in any way does Jake Paul beat Ben Askren. I don't care how much boxing you did. Me and Blake talked about this earlier. Ben has the mentality and the mindset of an Olympic. He is an Olympic gold medalist. So you've got that mindset of what it takes to be that person.
Right.
No offense to Jake Paul. None at all. But you're a YouTube star who now is an amateur boxer at best.
Yeah.
At best, you're an amateur boxer. You actually box like somebody from Huntington, West Virginia in a tough man contest. Like you knocked out Nate Robertson, who's like 4'1" and 130 pounds and 45 years old. That's like knocking me out. Like, sure, Jake Paul can knock me out. I've got a bad back and a blowed out leg. I know 3 kids right now on my street that can knock me out. So it's not proving a lot. I mean, so I think Ben takes this fight.
I think the thing to remember is people act like Ben Askren because he's a wrestler has just never boxed. And I promise you that's not the case.
Right.
No.
Like he's ready, dude. Like he didn't go in the UFC and he didn't come through all this, like all these MMA divisions and companies just rolling people on the ground. Like he took punches like we talked earlier from Robbie Lawyer.
A lot of punches from Robbie Lawyer.
He took shots to the face from Robbie Lawyer. Like hard punches in what are UFC gloves? 4 ounce, 6 ounce, something like that?
4 ounce.
So now you're 16-ounce gloves on somebody. Which, sure, Jake Paul punches hard. I've seen it. We've all seen it. But you put those fists in 16-ounce gloves and you punch him. Ben Askren wins this fight like he does.
I think. Because he's got the gas tank, too.
Right.
I mean, it depends on how many rounds. But if Ben Askren can just get in there and make him miss, man, he's going to get tired.
Like I've watched other people talk about it and say it goes like these many rounds. It's going to go this many rounds. I honestly say it goes 3 rounds. I think Ben knocks him the fuck out. I do.
I don't know. I don't know if that happens because the thing
it happens.
Let's
bet on it right now. You and me.
That's the thing though. I don't know. Like I wouldn't say that he does or doesn't. But the point is that he's a really good wrestler, and he's so good. That's just what he always did, like in his fights, right? He was there to win, but he's still boxing and training. I don't know how good he actually is. But he's probably good enough to make Jake Paul miss a bunch and get tired and
Right.
then win the
You
fight.
got to think he's been training, so he knew when this fight took off. Like when he accepted this fight, before he accepted this fight, before that, he was like, all right, I can't wrestle. So from that fucking day on, he's did nothing but box. Because why are you wrestling?
Right.
He's been on the treadmill, he's been doing cardio, and he's been boxing.
Yeah.
Jake Paul I'm not going to, could knock me out any day. Whatever that gets you is fine.
Yeah.
But you are at this level, and Ben Askren is at this level. Like, you're not going to catch up with him right now. Like,
the thing with Jake Paul is I 100% respect them because, like he said, this is what he wants to do. Like he wanted to do it for a long time. He's like, I'm still young enough to where I can get in there, take it seriously, and see where I go with it. And that's cool. I respect that. But he's
100%.
not at the point yet where he should be in there with professional combat sport athlete.
right. He's doing the game right. You see what he's doing, though. He's calling people out, and he's making a shit ton of money.
Like he called Conor McGregor out.
Now, if Conor McGregor would have took that fight, Conor knocks him out first round fucking every time.
It'd be a bloodbath, dude. Like, it would
Conor
be so
almost
bad.
knocked. I mean, you've seen what Conor did in his boxing match. I mean,
against a real boxer.
Not just a real boxer, but one of, if not the best in the division.
Real
right.
boxer.
Conor almost knocked him out. So, what do you, Jake Paul didn't stand a chance, but he talked shit, and he got noticed, and he got hype, and that's fine. That's what he does.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants this fight with Ben. I don't think he wants this fight with Ben Askren. He does now because he's already signed his ass up for it.
Yeah.
But I promise you,
money, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I would let Ben knock me out for money. I mean,
yeah, you're thinking, I can make a lot of money if I just get in the ring with this guy. Even if he knocks me out, I'm still taking a lot of money home with me.
Right.
Well, let's be
honest.
They run the show
we'll swing
too.
for it.
Like they sell it as a pay-per-view. They run the show. It's not through like a promoter. I mean, he's making millions to do this. It's like millions. It's a lot of money. It's the same thing. Like same thing with like Logan versus Floyd, right? Floyd's gonna beat the fuck out of him unless he doesn't want to.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, why? These boys are making money off just the build-up.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not on the same level as Conor McGregor, and he held his own. Like, Conor McGregor's here, he's like down here, and Floyd's still like way the fuck up here. So, I mean, I don't see that actually going.
Conor did still
favor.
get his ass whipped.
He did.
Yeah. But he held his own for a couple rounds.
It's still on a much higher level.
Yeah.
And still got beat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what he thinks is going to be the outcome of this, is all I'm saying.
So, aside from that, you've got Ben and you've got Jake Paul coming up in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Then you've got you got Jorge Masvidal and Usman on the 24th, which is the next weekend for the welterweight title, because that's a title fight.
Oh, wow.
Again.
Yeah.
I don't see that going any different than the last one.
I think so. And personally, because I think Usman's going to try the same moves. Like, he's going to stomp feet. He's going to press him up against the fence. He's going to just do the same thing. But I think this time Jorge's maybe more prepared for those things.
Maybe, but I think Usman is so good at those things that Jorge's not going to stop it.
I hope. I hope Jorge stops the shit out of him. I do.
Oh, that'd be
I'm
cool.
a big Jorge Masvidal fan.
Stomping. I hate it. I mean, I know that it has a perk to it. I mean, if your feet are sore, you're not going to move as quick. So, but it still seems kind of like, a cheap shot in a way. Like, dude, quit stomping my fucking feet. Just fight me. I mean, I know that it's strategic to do that, but
the foot stomps
I just don't like watching it. You're like, oh, he's stomping his feet. Oh, stomping feet. Good job, fucker.
The calf kicks.
I don't know.
The calf kicks.
Calf kicks. Yeah, those are rough.
I don't like them. I don't like it when people lose a fight because of calf kicks. That feels cheap to me.
Calf kick, I'm the exact opposite. Calf kicks don't bother me because I see what they did for like Dustin Poirier. Calf kick, and he wore Conor out till he could get him. But you press him up against the fence and you stomp his feet for like 4 straight minutes. Like, that gets old to me.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
But here's my problem with calf kicks, right? It's one of those things, like, even if you check it, like, it still fucks your calf up. There's not really a counter to it, aside from, like, switching stances. But my big problem is if you watch, like, Michael Chandler versus Brent Primus, Michael Chandler Brett kicked Michael Chandler in the calf, and it caused drop foot. You know what drop foot is?
I have drop foot.
Know what drop foot is. Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
No, that's I'm not talking about.
I own that shit, motherfucker. I have drop foot.
I don't think I'm talking about the same thing. Anyway, he kicked him in the calf, and dude's foot just goes.
That's what my foot does. My foot doesn't do this anymore.
Okay.
Unless I wear a brace on my leg.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he got kicked in the calf, and
not only am I the president of the club, I'm also a member.
Mitch, are you familiar with the term drop foot? Like, what the fuck, dude?
I didn't know that's what Mitch.
Are you like?
Yeah, that's why I hobble around like Quasimodo. Just left the oven on.
Well, calf kicks.
Trying to sneak out of Notre Dame.
I got a lip too. You want to poke fun at that shit?
See, when it's caused by calf kicks, it's temporary.
His is not temporary.
Yeah, mine's not. My shit's been there for 10 years. It's gonna ride out the rest of my life. Like, when I die, they're gonna have trouble getting my foot in the casket. It's just gonna fall over, and they're gonna be like, "Son of a bitch!" Like,
you should hate calf kicks. You should hate them.
Fuck it. I want to bring some awareness to the cause. I want to see people with like little foot stickers on their SUVs. It says like prayers for a foot drop.
Yeah.
People's back windshield wipers like has a foot, and as it goes across, it falls down and like comes back up.
It's like foot or
hashtag prayers foot drop. That's what I want to see.
Foot erectile dysfunction.
Right.
You got a floppy
what
foot.
Being mad about it, I want to bring it to the cause.
Can't
I want to see 10
up.
million show up my bank account because I got foot drop, bitches.
He can't get it up, man.
Y'all can donate to the Mitch and Matt podcast for foot drop. That's where we're at.
All proceeds go directly to fucking Mitch.
Like, you see Michael Chandler, right?
Go straight to his pocket.
He just loses.
Yeah, I see him walk just fine.
Like,
that motherfucker walks across the octagon.
Working. He couldn't stand up, dude. He couldn't.
But it works now, don't it? It works now.
But
you ever seen me walk through Walmart? You ever seen me walk through Walmart, you son of a bitch?
You ever seen him walk through? No.
Right. I could never be a criminal at shit. I got one foot that walks fine and one that drags. Anytime there's snow or mud, the cops know exactly who done shit. Like, they would trace me right to the fucking house. Who done this? Just follow that trace over there to the buffet bar. You'll find him. He's the kid with on his face, passed out of sleep.
That's funny. No, I didn't know you had drop foot. I knew something.
Foot drop awareness.
Foot
drop awareness 2021.
I knew you had something wrong with like a leg. I didn't know you had drop foot though.
Yeah, I wear an AFO brace. I'm around my calf, so it snaps onto my shoe. And it like velcros around my calf. And when I lift my leg up, which I have trouble doing because I tore an ACL and never got it fixed for like 8 months. But when I pick my leg up, the AFO brace brings my foot up too, because if not, my foot just does this shit every time I walk.
Yeah. What caused the drop foot?
My back. I've had drop foot in both feet. So I got it in my right foot because I've got spinal stenosis and degenerative disc and all kinds of fucked up back issues. And I had a back surgery in like 2011, I think. And that surgery fixed my drop foot in my right foot.
Right.
And I was fine. And like 6 months later, I was literally walking through the hospital I worked at, and I stuck my foot in one of those little tiny rugs, like those Centos rugs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I had foot drop in my left foot. So I had another surgery, and it just didn't fix it. So now I walk around all fucking hobbled.
This is why you go to the TikTok and the Facebook, and you support the podcast, because Mitch doesn't have much longer to go.
Right.
he's almost at the end of his rope,
pretty soon he'll be dragging his ankle. We gotta get that fixed.
The foot drop, I'm fucking out, boys. I don't know what you're gonna ride this podcast on without me, I guess.
you gotta support it. Keep Mitch
keep me walking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get little stickers made of feet. They're like two shoes, like one like this and one like this. And I'm gonna start selling them, and people gonna put them on the back of their little mom wagons and shit.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's get some stickers made just of like fucked up feet and just have it say, this and that podcast, and that'll be it. Everybody will be like, what the
foot
fuck?
drop.
But we'll know.
Getting hard for foot drops.
Right. Support your local foot drop. Support your local handicap, whatever you got to say on it. I mean, whatever gets it by. It's going to work. It's going to making a movement right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's rough.
I'm going to teach you.
Yeah, so fuck kicks. Kick that motherfucker in the calf as much as you want. I don't give a shit. Ain't nothing.
It's okay to have foot drop, motherfuckers. I want more people like me.
Right. Yeah. I didn't get kicked in the calf. I just woke up one day and was like, fuck, what happened? I know what happened to me.
Oh.
I used to make fun of I was a volunteer firefighter for a number of years. And there was a kid that used to come around that I don't know what was wrong with him. And this sounds really insensitive and I don't mean it to, but I don't know what was wrong with him, but he had some fucked up legs. And he walked with those braces that like went around your wrist,
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so I used to make fun of him because I was a prick and I thought it was funny. And he took it well, and I called him crazy legs.
Mm-hmm.
One day I woke up and I couldn't fucking walk anymore. Just randomly. I went to bed one night just fine. And I woke up and my foot was like,
man, like karma.
yeah. Like God was like, I've had enough of your shit. Like, boom, like done.
And now you're crazy feet.
Now I'm crazy feet, right?
And
Chief Crazy Feet.
And together you make one extremely crippled person.
Probably it's the same fucking foot. Like we wouldn't make for shit. I love it. Yeah. Do I know what foot drop is, you son of a bitch? Yeah, I know what foot drop is. Never seen me walk around. You took pictures of me and my wife. How'd you not notice this shit going on all day?
Honestly, it's not that noticeable. Like when you walk, it's like you got a limp, is what it looks like. It's really not that bad.
A handicap limp.
You had your brace on though at the time. I'm pretty sure, didn't you?
No, I had boots on the day he did pictures.
It might.
Oh. Were they good boots? I guess.
I guess. I don't know.
It might be bad, like for you, but if you're looking, it really doesn't look that bad. It's like a limp.
Yeah, I think you just like adjusted to it, like
probably.
learned to,
I think,
like maneuver with it and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you on days where you have mentioned like that it was bad that day, or it was hurting or whatever, and you've had a rough time walking. But most of the time, it's just like you're limping. It's not that.
So for the last, I've not seen you in person since you did those pictures, like face to face. Matt has seen me every few days. My back has been out for like, I don't know, man, 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
Yeah.
Today, actually, and now I'll say this, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow and not be able to get out of bed. Today, I went and scattered out some land to turkey hunt on, and I walked a while. Today's been the best day I've had. I don't feel like I have lately.
Yeah.
But they want me to have another back surgery, and I don't know. I don't think that's something I'll do. I've had 2 back surgeries, and I've been real blessed and lucky. They've not fucked anything up. I've had a good surgeon that really done his job. But it just takes one little mishap.
Yeah.
One sneeze, man.
Yeah.
Like it never fails. When I put gloves on at work, instantly I have to scratch my nose. So what's to say this guy don't get that same itch and sneeze, and all of a sudden, he severs some shit that didn't need to be severed. So
yeah,
I'm 2 for 2 right now. So I don't really want to push it. Back pain's back pain. It sucks.
Yeah.
I didn't have surgeries for the pain. I had surgeries so I couldn't fucking walk right.
I feel like with surgery, like if you get to a certain point where you think it's worth it, like you'll do it,
Right.
But I wouldn't fuck with it until you get to that point.
Well, they know the stipulation. The rule is if they can give me an 80% chance that my leg will work again, then I'll do it.
Yeah.
Short of that, I'm not doing it because the pain sucks, but that's not worth going to surgery for. Like,
right.
It's like I had the same thing going on, right? How I'd messaged you about it, and you were saying you were going through the same thing. Mine went away after like 4 or 5 days, but it wasn't like I didn't go to the doctor. It wasn't that bad. It was just annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a son of a bitch, dude. It really is. But fuck that. That's all. Like you got me all sad thinking about my goddamn blowed out leg. We got good fights coming up.
Right. We do. Like Tim Kennedy's doing some bare knuckle now.
He is. He's going. I forgot who he's going against.
Can somebody look it up? I got it. I'll look it up.
I do know that ever who he's going against is almost like a legend. While you guys are looking that up, we got Wonder Boy and Gilbert Burns is about to go down in June, I think. I know we've fought for Wonder Boy to get on the podcast a couple of times. We've been on Twitter together at the same time and kind of went back and forth, but we've not got him on. So I'm about to make a movement for Wonder Boy. And then what else, man? There's another fight. The lightweight, right? Chandler and Oliveira.
Yeah, that's for the championship. Yeah.
Right. That's gonna be. I mean, I think Chandler takes that. Chandler's.
Think so?
Yeah. I don't think. He's just, dude. He comes with some fire that is new. Like, dude, Dan Hooker. Like, I know he didn't look like he got destroyed, and maybe he didn't get destroyed. But those few seconds that Michael Chandler just wore him the fuck out.
Right. He got hit. Like he definitely got hit.
Yeah, dude, he got hit. And then Chandler, like a shark in water, dude, smelt the blood and beat his ass.
Yeah.
So, and I think the same thing happens to Oliveira.
Dan Hooker's good. Like, I've seen him. I've seen him beat some of my favorite fighters' asses over the last couple of years.
What? Who did he just beat? Ferguson, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
And beat him.
Oliveira did.
Right.
But Hooker,
yeah, I mean, beat his I'm sorry, you're talking about Hooker. My bad.
Yeah, Hooker's the last 3 or 4 fights he's had, I've wanted the other guy to win, and he just beats the fuck out of him. Like, he's good.
The last fight I watched Hooker fight was that decision that went to Dustin Poirier.
Yeah,
and that was a good fight. I don't know that you could have got that wrong for either one of them.
Right.
Like, that was a really good fight.
I got that guy.
Who's that?
Keith Jardine.
Jardine.
Yeah. Jardine or Jardine?
Jardine, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a legend apparently, but him and Tim Kennedy are gonna bare knuckle box.
Tim Kennedy will probably beat the fuck out of him.
Tim Kennedy's a tough motherfucker, dude. Like, special forces. He helped FN develop the 509 tactical handgun. I mean, like, I like Tim Kennedy. He's kick ass, man.
Keith Jardine, I'm pretty sure, was on season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think you're right. He's old, man.
He's old.
He got some age, but so does Kennedy, man. Kennedy's got some age with him.
Yeah. But dude, he works out every freaking day. I see posts on Facebook all the time. He's like burpees shit, like shirtless. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, God damn.
I mean, that's what happened.
Like, he's getting, I think he's like pushing 50, ain't he?
And he'll be especially good in bare knuckle because I'm pretty sure they don't drug test.
No.
Yeah.
Just dope up and whoop the guy's ass and be done with it.
I think USADA was probably Tim Kennedy's biggest issue in the UFC.
Yeah. 100%.
What was it?
USADA, the U.S. Anti-Doping Association.
USDA.
Oh. With steroids and shit?
Yeah,
or
Tim Kennedy was definitely on the sauce.
Oh. A lot of military
I think he done so much shit. Right.
Yeah.
Well, he done a lot of shit, man. I told you boys that I had reached out to Mike Davis too. So Mike Davis was a guy I reached out to get on the podcast. He was a Navy SEAL that was shot 27 times and had his pistol blown out of his hand, and he was shot in the abdomen and the groin and the leg and the arm, and during a raid on some terrorists, and walked himself to the helicopter and kind of just handled his shit, man. So definitely a badass guy, but I reached out to him to try to get him on the podcast. I'd like to hear his story.
Yeah, I read about that earlier today. I'm sure
I'm sure he's burning out of talking about that shit, but I mean, it is what it is.
He deserves some credit though, man. Like, who do you know that gets shot like 26 times or 27, how many ever it was, and is able to walk themselves to the medevac chopper to get help? I mean,
nobody besides him.
People aren't lucky enough to get shot once and move.
You shot me one time, I would probably lay down on the ground and just cry.
Yeah, right. I was 7.62
but 39. I mean, he was shot with 7.62 but 39. That's a 30 caliber round out of an AK. I mean, that's no slouch. I mean, that motherfucker's got some smack. Like,
I mean,
this is real off subject.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear about DMX?
No.
Yeah.
DMX
OD'd and
not before heart attack.
Heart attack. Yeah.
And he's in a vegetative state. Like, he's not going to come off life support.
Man.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, like, I know nobody knows
roll.
DMX personal, but I mean, like, you know, that's some shit, man. Like I remember growing up to some DMX, you know.
Yeah, he was good, dude. I like DMX.
Yeah, I mean, he made Stop, Drop, and Roll like a thing. Like,
yeah.
Much better than the kids at school did. I mean, I was gonna open up shop on a motherfucker quick. You know, but yeah, that sucks, man. So I guess he's always had some kind of drug problem, and that sucks. But
so I guess go on.
I was just saying, you know, it sucks that he never got over that. Like, he went to jail for like a year for like tax fraud. Then there was like he impersonated a cop. Yeah, he done some shit, you know. Like, you can take the boy out the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out the boy, I don't think. Like,
yeah.
He was still trying that shit.
Who was that comedian that was like kind of poking fun at him about like where he's like always screaming? Like, even when like he's taking an order at like McDonald's, like, hey, you bitch.
Cat Williams.
Yeah.
Cat Williams has been through some shit too.
Yeah, he fought a 12-year-old and got his ass beat a few years ago. Remember that?
Really?
Yeah, some little 12-year-old whipped his ass, and they like his buddies were filming it on camera on their cell phone.
Cat Williams had a bit of a fall.
That is some bullshit. He's
exactly
throwing some illegal hits and shit.
But since we're on rapid fire, I guess we'll rapid fire some things before we wrap up. Did you see where the Johnson & Johnson vaccine got all fucked up?
No.
So
and that sucks. So that was the one I was going to go for. But go on.
Well, the ones that are out there now aren't bad, but one of the factories that were making them, they said that somebody mixing them or whatever put the wrong ingredients or some shit in and ruined like 15 million doses.
God damn it, Carl! Pull your shit together.
But here's the thing: like, have either of you been vaccinated?
I have not.
I've had my first. I still got my second shot.
Okay, so
I've been keeping track of my antibody levels. Somehow my antibody levels have increased since January, which is weird. The only thing that makes sense is I came in contact with COVID at some time between like a month ago and January, and I just kind of got like a booster shot.
Yeah. So it's like
otherwise it would have dropped after 3 months.
Tiny amount. So I'm having trouble like kind of visualizing what 15 million doses are. It's like, oh God, he ruined 15 million doses. Is that like 5 gallons? like how much is it actually?
I have no clue.
I would assume, just off the top of my head, because I don't know, but I would assume a vial per patient.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So is
maybe he ruined 15 million vials?
Yeah, I don't know. But that's,
I don't know if and that's if he ruined it like at the time it was put in vials, or did he like fuck up the witch's brew? Did he like get in the vat and he was like, I was supposed to add sugar and added salt like to the fucking mixing bowl? Like, I don't know what he did.
I put in fucking, mercury instead of saline.
Right? Yeah, he's fucked something up, man. Like, you don't know what level this was at that old dumbass Dave decided to like get up there after a hangover and like start mixing shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think any way you look at it, 15 million doses is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would imagine they consider a dose like one dose for one patient. So you're thinking he fucked up 15 million people's vaccinations, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, you fucked up and probably got fired.
They would have had to, each one of them would have a lot number and a serial number. So they were probably able to track which ones were, like faulty and just have a recall on them and then send out new ones. And I mean, I don't think that, maybe there was 15 million that got dosed with Johnson & Johnson, but I was thinking that might be moving kind of quick because most of the people are getting Moderna or Pfizer. But
I got Moderna.
Yeah, that's the big one around here. Pfizer has to be held at a very low freezing point. Moderna is not so much. So most places around here are going with Moderna. But I was thinking of Johnson & Johnson because it's a one-shot thing and where my antibodies are so high. I thought that I'd be less likely to get really sick whenever I have to do it, but I mean, I've been keeping an eye on my antibody levels, and I'm pretty close to like what vaccinated people have. And apparently what I have now is higher than what I would actually have to have in order to not get COVID because, you know, of the increased antibody level. But so that's speculation, but I mean, it makes sense.
They had to shut down the factory, of course, until they figured out what happened. But I think on top of that, the government, I guess the FDA, has actually shut their whole shit down. And they're like, you're not making vaccines until you can make us satisfied that that shit's not going to happen again.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big fuck up. That's a really big fuck up.
I mean, they caught it before they went out.
I'll be right back.
It's all right. We can start wrapping up.
Yeah, I feel like we went a while on that.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, 9:15. I said. I feel like you'll cut probably all this out at this point. But at some point I'll wrap it up. Still wanted to tell the pasty story, man, but I love Matt gets into these antibodies about how antibody like proof he is. I love it. And he is, man. But you know, he's been exposed to that sometime at his job and it's helped out a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's good. I'm happy for him. But it's wild, man. I mean, there's a lot of shit when it's just us to talk about.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we have like these things that we want to talk about, right? And then we don't fucking talk about any of them.
Well, it's the same thing every time. We got stuck. So I know the sleepy cheese and like parenting took up some time.
Yeah.
But then we got like a UFC spill like we always do.
And I think seemed to be good, where we didn't go too long on UFC. It's just we have topics, and then once we actually start talking, we tangent. And that's fun. Like, it works. It's funny.
Right. That sounds good. Right. Yeah. But I do, man. I think we've definitely went way over what we had agreed. So I think wrap it up, man, and call it a day.
Yeah, that'll work.
We'll share more stories next time.
Yeah. What I meant.
No,
we're just wrapping up.
Wrapping up, man. Just
well, before we do that, did you guys hear about those executive gun orders that's supposed to come through?
A little bit.
I read
a little bit on through Yahoo and Facebook and shit.
So Schumer is wanting to go after ghost guns, but his definitions of ghost guns far surpasses what ghost guns actually are. Ghost guns are actually 80% lowers that you have to mill out yourself. They can be plastic or aluminum, but you actually have to be pretty proficient with tools and know what you're doing in order to make them.
3D printing works too, right? But those guns break after really quick, right?
Guns, they're going to snap in half within 50 rounds.
Yeah.
Like the plastic that's used in 3D printing is just absolute shit. They're not going to hold up. But he's talking about these carbine or rifle kits that you can order online.
Mm-hmm.
Like
kind of like what I built.
Exactly. What I build all the time, like what I built for me, me and Mitch built for him.
You did most of the building, but yeah.
Yeah, like it was all kit built. But the thing is, we still went to the gun store and bought the lower, the part that's actually the rifle.
And it's still registered.
And still, yeah. I mean, we still did that part. We just ordered the rest of the parts online.
Right.
He's wanting to go through and serialize every single damn part of the rifle. And he's wanting the Biden administration to do that. There is no way in hell that gets through the court system. No way in hell. I mean, they're trying to make every part on the rifle serialized. And we're talking about a safety detent spring.
They would all have to be registered, right? Is that the idea?
Yeah,
I mean, that does. I mean, they're gonna realize that doesn't work. I mean, you can't.
This shit costs $35 a piece to register too. Can you imagine how expensive it would be?
I mean, it is insane what they're trying to do. I mean, they couldn't even get a machine gun or a bump stock to be declared a machine gun because it isn't. It doesn't change the way the gun fires. It's just using the recoil. I don't even need a bump stock to bump fire. So, you don't have to have it. You've seen my AKV videos. You don't need that shit. Just hold your hand still and pull it out. Good shit.
So what would happen is if an executive order went through to do that, it would go into effect, right? and then it would be challenged in courts and eventually probably overturned.
Exactly. I mean, bump stocks took a lot longer to overturn than they should have.
It's not as big of a deal, though, as this one, right?
Exactly, because this one, every single part. Like, I mean, if you want a different stock, FFL. If you want a new trigger, FFL. If you want a damn detent spring, FFL. Because they're wanting to serialize everything. Right. How do you serialize a spring? I mean, he was going after rifle kits. Spring is in that kit. I mean, is he wanting you to just not buy it as a kit? Like you have to buy all the parts individually?
Or maybe like, you just buy the gun, right? Maybe you don't. Maybe it's just not building guns.
Yeah, right. He's probably shooting to where you have to buy a complete rifle.
Yeah,
you know, so it's much easier to do that, and then they can track everything much easier than the guys like you and I and Blake or ever who they're out building their own rifles.
Yeah, the issue is
those people are tracked anyway.
Unconstitutional to tell you can't build your own rifle because as of now, if you want to build your own out of an 80%, you can do so, but you cannot sell it, you cannot transfer it without serializing it and letting the ATF know that it's serialized and in circulation.
And it's like we said earlier,
for you, and you can keep it, but if you get rid of that and it doesn't have a serial number on it, you are a felon.
Right. And like we were talking about earlier, dangerous people aren't out there milling their own lowers.
No.
Like it's
the same argument, man.
It's crazy.
If you want to fuck something up, you'll fuck something up.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City got done with fertilizer.
Yeah.
When I was in England last year, there was like they were stabbing people. Yeah. There was no guns involved. So I mean, it's the same argument, man, just a different day. They'll figure out a way to do it, but it's just about some control the masses shit probably. But I don't know.
I just hate
I'm just walking around foot drop, living my life, doing my thing.
I think for the most part, it's probably ignorance. Like they've bought into this idea that it's actually the guns that are causing it, and maybe they're legitimately scared about that. You know, it's not. I don't think it's necessarily nefarious. It's just they don't know what they're talking about.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. I mean, they have no clue what they're wanting or what they're talking about, but yet they're wanting to strip people, millions of people, of like their rights to do this.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how in the world you're able to, like, with a stroke of a pen, strip people of their rights, and you have no freaking clue what you're even stripping them of. You're just like, well, this guy told me it's dangerous and they can just build it like Legos, which is horse shit, Chuck Schumer.
I couldn't do it. Like Matt built that shit for me.
Right, me too.
I would have never figured that shit out.
Right.
He's like,
all right, boys, listen, I think we rode on.
Yeah.
I do want to say, I know I skip this every time, man, but now there's more content getting put out. So we're constantly putting more stuff out now, from these hour-long videos to little shorter clips, get everybody involved. But we're more productive and more aggressive now on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, the website, mitchandmatt.com. Every day I'm still adding this to all these podcast platforms. So we're on any major podcast platform you can find right now. But definitely check us out on YouTube. Like and subscribe to the videos. You'll see more content, more short clips put up. I know Blake's been working his ass off putting some clips up that are a minute, 45 seconds, get you guys involved a little bit. I know it sucks to watch an hour-long video. I don't watch hour-long podcast, so I don't expect other people to. But, you can get involved and hang out with us for 45 seconds and see if it's something that you like to do. But definitely check us out, man. We're live on everything, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, definitely. So, we'll put new episodes up every week. Episodes typically drop on Thursdays if you're curious. Other than that, man, it's been fun with you guys getting back and just kind of chatting about some bullshit that we want to chat about.
Yeah.
I guess next week may be the same thing. May just be us. As of now, I think our guests from tonight may be pushed back a couple weeks. And in May, we'll start with hopefully some new guests and see what happens up.
Yeah.
Everything seems... everything seems cool from there.
Just thank you for checking.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I'm not even gonna lie to anybody. Like we've been talking to each other here lately and seen our I don't know if you call them fans. I don't know what you call them.
Followers.
Viewers.
Followers.
Our views have went up. Our downloads have went up. Our streams have went up. So we're super stoked to see that people are actually watching, pay attention to things, and listen to us bullshit. So keep it up. Let us know, if there's somebody you want to see us try to get on. I know for the 15th time, I had some dude, I didn't tell you guys this, I had some dude write me like 8 times in my Facebook message and tell me to get Post Malone on. It's not happening.
That was Matt.
Sorry, Dan. It's not happening. I'm not getting Post Malone on.
That was Matt.
I'm even
It was Matt too. It was Matt too, but it was also some guy named Dan. Dan, I'm not getting Post Malone. I mean, he's not paying shit attention to me.
Yeah.
But listen, I tried. I shot a message out to him.
Thanks for watching, though.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for hanging out with us and watching the videos and, just seeing what we're about. We appreciate everything you guys do. Hopefully put out new content that you guys enjoy. Other than that, fellas, I enjoyed you all tonight. I'm sure we'll catch up, but if not, we'll be back next Sunday to do it again.
Yeah. And in case anyone was wondering, the reason I had to step away, my soda exploded on my desk. So I'm not skipping out. I just had to clean that up before it fucked up my computer. So
there we go.
Sorry about that.